Again, thank you everyone for joining. For those who just popped in as well, we're so excited to have you here. We have a great group of people here to talk to you about Basis Bilingual School, Guangming, Shenzhen. And with that, I'm just gonna get started. We have Dr. Mark DeFabio here, the founding head of school and the current head of school of Basis Bilingual School, Guangming. We have Andrew Peterson, who's the vice head of upper school. We have Elle Mason, primary school humanities teacher. Stuart Smith, just joining the team this year as upper school history teacher. Taylor Thompson as well, new teacher with us this year. Got a couple subjects that she teaches: primary school science, upper school biology. And then I didn't introduce myself. My name is Layla Oskui. I'm the director of recruitment for Basis International Schools. And then later throughout this webinar, you'll hear from my colleague Michael Holtquist, who will talk to you a little bit about why Basis and why China in general. We will be covering Basis Bilingual School Shenzhen in general, and some of the speakers will talk about various topics about Basis, their experience, and also their experience at Basis Bilingual School Guangming. So we're really excited to hear from them. We'll also talk about Basis International School insights in general, as well as benefits and visa requirements. And then at the end, we'll take a Q&A. So if you have any questions in this chat, you'll see a Q&A section. Feel free to pop the questions in there. We maybe, if they're more private or personal questions, we'll probably pop an answer in just the chat to you. Otherwise, we'll field the questions and then we'll ask them at the end for the team. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Mark DeFabio, the head of school and founding head of school of Basis Bilingual School Guangming. Dr. DeFabio, welcome.
Hello, good morning and welcome. I'm Mark DeFabio, the founding head of school here at Basis Bilingual Guangming, and it's great to welcome all of you to our webinar. Hopefully you learn a few new things about China, about Basis, and more specifically about Basis Guangming. And here's a picture of our amazing school. As you can tell from the picture, it's brand new. We are in our second year of operation here. I think the first year, last year, we started with about 350 students, and now we increased about 41% of in our student body this year, mostly in upper school. So that's very exciting, and we're expected to grow by another 200 students next year. So it's an exciting time to be part of a new school that's growing and is now a very vibrant, exciting place where students can come and learn, and perhaps you can come and teach. This is a slide with some of the things that we have around our campus. Our first day, our opening day, in the top center there with the dragon dances, which was really cool to watch. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner there, the student boarding facilities. We are a boarding school for students grades 5 and up. And right now, the vast majority, I think all but 20 of our upper school children board Monday to Friday. They go home on the weekends. And then you can see in the other picture, our track facility, and a couple other pictures of the exterior of our building. We also have an amazing early childhood education area, of which we are very proud. We have our pool. I swim there 3 times a week in the mornings, where it's open just for faculty. We also have a great weight room where we want our teachers to exercise regularly if they want to. See some of our gardens, which we put a lot of emphasis on having a comfortable place where the children can work and study, and where you can work. And our auditorium for our performing arts and just assemblies and things like that, it's a wonderful space. And at the heart of our school are our people, and specifically our teachers. Any school can have amazing facilities. Any school can have a pool, any school can have a nice soccer pitch, and the latest technology kitted out in all the rooms. And to have amazing people inspiring the children every day. I think we do that really, really well. And you'll meet some of those teachers today. The type of teachers who I want at our school are teachers who know their subject, who love their subject, and can get students excited about their subject. And if you can do that, we're interested in talking to you about possibly coming here and inspiring our students here. We have teachers from all over the world, quite literally. And the one common factor is they love teaching and they want to get their children excited about their subject. Um, and so that's the critical piece of what I think makes a teacher work here at Basis and specifically in Guangming. We have teachers who have been in many international posts. We have teachers who have been in many Chinese schools. And we have teachers who have never left New Zealand or Canada or America or Ireland or India. And this is their first time out of their home country. All of that is fantastic. And so we have really a great group of teachers here. We started off our first year with 33 expat teachers. Last year, we added 18 expat teachers, and we're in the final stages of just figuring out how many new teachers we'll need for next year. But all of those teachers come from all over the world, all different backgrounds. But the important things are that they know their subject, they love their subject, and they can get students excited about their subject.
Hi, my name is Elle Mason. I'm a primary school humanities teacher, and I'm going to just talk really quickly about some of the things that I love about the primary school. Even in these two pictures in the bottom, that was my newspaper ASA, where we had some grade 4 and grade 5 students go around the school, interview different students and teachers across ASAs, and produce their own articles about their findings, publish the data and information that they learned from their interviews, and get to see their own work published in our broader school newsletter, which made them feel really proud. So our primary school is fantastic. Some of these other pictures, we have Adventures of Reading. That was our literacy week last year, which was fantastic. We had a day where we dropped everything and read around all different parts of the school, from the library to the courtyards, and the kids were really excited to bring books that they were interested in or hadn't had a chance to read yet. We also had a really fun pajama day where we kind of connected with characters in the story. So you could kind of dress up as a character who, wearing pajamas from a story that you liked. We had book fair events that students were really excited about, to kind of choose new incoming books that they would get to find in the library this year, as well as field trips, excursions, engaging curriculum projects where they built, wrote, presented fantastic work, and more after school activities from coding to designing picture books. So I absolutely love working in the primary school. I think we have extremely strong and supportive relationships, and leadership, from co-teachers to grade level teachers to just from 1 through 5. It's a fantastic team. I'm also going to quickly share some Shenzhen city highlights. This is my 6th year here. I think it's a fantastic city. I also say it's perfect for nature lovers, which I am. We have over 13 or 15 beaches. We have islands where you can snorkel. We have mountains for hiking. There are multiple places in the city where you can go sailing and even get your skipper's license if that's something you're interested in. You can surf. You can cycle like 26 kilometers along the coastline, like just in Nanshan. Guangming also has really fantastic cycling infrastructure. And there's even golfing. So I feel like if you like outside, you like trees, you like parks, which all of which I do, the city is perfect. And then it's also just incredibly convenient. Anybody who lives in China within a month realizes how convenient it is. And Shenzhen is no different. You have access to any kind of comforts or amenities that you would want or be used to. Great shopping, great dining, and really close to Hong Kong, Guangzhou, Huizhou, which are really cool places to kind of spend some weekends if you ever want to get a break. There have been a couple of Christmases actually. I think Christmas on the beach here is kind of perfect. It's extremely sunny. It's warm, but not too humid and overbearing. The weather is perfect. So I really think year round, this is somewhere I've been very, very happy to be for the past 6 years.
Hi, my name's Taylor Thompson. I'm from Australia. I only recently just started here at Guangming this year. I'm going to touch briefly on just my experience in recruitment. From interview process to honestly right now, the support that Guangming has offered us has been next level. From booking our flights to our ferries from the airport to get us to Shenzhen, to our accommodation, to trips to Sam's Club and IKEA, there is nothing that we needed that was not provided. And the care that they give us as beginning teachers at this school, or not beginning teachers, but starting our first year, is outstanding. I'll touch quickly on our summer institute. So before we start, every year, the new staff members at all of the basis schools across China come together, and a week of professional development where they put us up at a very nice hotel, and we stay for a week and we meet teachers from all across the world, getting learning experiences from what we will be looking at, what we'll be teaching throughout this year, but then just learning from other staff and other teachers that have experiences across the world. They teach us everything from the platforms we'll be using to the basis way on how we structure our lessons in our classes. And it's just a valuable experience to be able to come together and learn from other staff. I'll let Stuart touch on his experience at Summer Institute as well.
Hello, I'm Stuart Smith. I'm one of the newly recruited teachers to Basis Guangming. My experience of the onboarding process was truly exceptional. I've worked in the international field now for just about 10 years, and I can honestly say, hand on heart, that the processes that I've experienced are second to none in terms of the level of support that our HR and onboarding team have provided. The communication is fast, it is direct, it is exactly the sort of information that you need to know. So when it came to the application for visas, they told me exactly what I needed, the documentation, what it needed to happen, where I needed to go. The costs have been refunded very promptly in terms of getting things apostillized and notarized. So you are left under no shadow of doubt what it is that's required of you, and clear deadlines about what to do and when to do it by. And as I said, the support that I received from our HR department has been second to none. When it came to the housing arrangements, the facilities that we've been given, again, exceptional. Modern accommodation. It was my primary concern about coming to any new environment is what it's going to be like in terms of the living arrangements for myself and for my wife. And again, whatever fears that I had were quickly put to sleep. So the support in setting up everything, bank accounts, internet, all of the sort of living things, the day-to-day stuff that you don't necessarily consider when you're thinking about an international move, it's done. Like I thought, how do I set up a bank in China? Well, I didn't have to worry about that. They came to us here at the school. So things of that nature. Any sort of administration that was required, the HR took us to where we needed to go in terms of external offices, immigration stuff, all taken care of, all handled, nothing to worry about at all. My overriding impression of all of this is that Basis Bilingual cares about its people. They want us to be at our best, and because they've given us that support, I feel like I can do my job without having to worry about the administration of moving to a new country. Flights were easily arranged. onboarding has just been an absolute breeze. And having experienced several other systems of onboarding, this is by far the best. When it comes to preparing yourself for the teaching here at Basis, we arrived a week before the Summer Institute began. So a lot of the paperwork and onboarding stuff was handled in that first week. And then we went to the Summer Institute. And again, I've never experienced anything like that in the international sector, where such committed and dedicated people and professionals from all over the Basis network come together. They share their expertise. They talk about our ethos, how we can contribute, what we can get out of it. My overriding impression is that they really care about you and your development. And if you want to go far in your career, this is as good a place as you could be to do it. So the Institute itself talked about the Basis way, how we should go about presenting our lessons, the format that they want, not in a way that says you will teach in this specific way, but just the general things that we should be communicating and getting across to our students. And as a result of that, I felt very confident starting off, and the support that we've had in terms of resources and materials and curriculum and the training of various different things to do with the AP course, second to none. And I think that the Summer Institute has helped me enormously adapt to this new system. And as far as the onboarding process is concerned, like I say, I've never experienced anything quite so professionally well managed.
I would also like to add on that. Sorry, Andy, I teach across 3 different faculties, so lower, upper, PE, science, and maths. And I just wanted to touch on the support that is offered across 3 faculties. You would assume that there is a lot of work and a lot of effort into each, and there is, but the support that we get from the other staff, the faculty, and our leadership team here is second to none. There is at not any point of time that I don't feel comfortable that I can ask for some support from other staff, whether that is with just lesson planning and activities, or from our leadership team on feedback and how we could implement things a little bit more effective. So I just wanted to add that the support with the staff here it's overwhelmingly a very welcome place to work. I highly recommend it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Peterson. I'm the Vice Head of Upper School. So last year, I started as a history and geography teacher, and very quickly, the school trusted me a lot, and I feel incredibly proud that they then promoted me up to Vice Head. And that's one of the things I value about this school incredibly highly, is that they really recognize you. If you do a good job, they really see you, and they promote you. They try to help you in every way that they can. Yeah, it's a fantastic place to work in terms of that. And if I can speak to the professional development, it comes in a few different formats. So the first, we have like weekly meetings, which will be in our division team. So all the upper school teachers will meet. We will talk about certain aspects of our teaching and how we can improve. And, this is a really good way of developing ourselves. We like to let people perform these tasks from within, so people can practice their leadership skills. And then moving on to more subtle ways in which we perform professional development I think the mentoring is great for me. For example, I know I can go to anyone with a problem and ask for their opinion. For example, just the other day, I had a problem and I was thinking, I could deal with this myself, but I'm going to go ask Mark and see his opinion just so I can learn from him. And there's no shame in that. There's no stigmatism for asking for help or opinions. Everyone is welcome to help you out and really help you grow. And I think as long as you're trying hard and you show the right attitude in this school, you can really go far and you can really feel the loving environment that we have. And the professional development is really quite a key part of the Basis ethos. They really want to push everyone to be the best that they can. And it can be challenging at first. We have lots of observations, lots of, some pressure, let's say, but it's in a friendly way. We want people to be the best that they can. And if you have a positive mindset that you want to be a better teacher, then you will improve and you will enjoy your time here. Now about the upper school. So as I said, I was teaching history last year, and we had hundreds of new students come because it was our first year. And like any school with hundreds of new people arriving, we had our challenges, we had our ups and downs. But because of the excellent teachers that we had, we really cemented a strong culture very quickly. And I'm sure probably Stuart and Taylor, the new teachers coming in, they commented on how, unlike their previous schools, the students were working in their free time. They'd finished their lessons for the day and they're already doing their homework. Lunchtimes, they've got their notebooks out and they're working hard. So this is the kind of basis culture that we're trying to put into the students, that academics are incredibly important to us. And we really want to, like the teachers, push the students to be the best that they possibly can be. And as you might know, we're a bilingual school, so English is always going to be one of our challenges. So one of the things you can learn in our school and bring your own experiences, the ELL. So bringing English into every classroom to help us and the students develop their English skills, which helps them across the board. And because we've done this, the progress that we've had has been quite incredible. Some students came in last year with very limited English, and now they're writing really high-level essays. And I think this is testament to the work that the teachers put in. It's testament to the work the students put in, and their parents and their families and everyone working together. And I think we've done a really incredible job in the upper school, and I'm sure the primary and the middle school have done too. Everyone has worked very hard last year. And this year we got off to a fantastic start. The new teacher's been excellent. And hopefully you can join us next year.
Let's go into the next part. And so me and Mike will talk about teaching with BASIS, teaching with the International School Network in China, and the wider BASIS curriculum schools. So you may or may not know, we are a wide network of schools that was established originally in the US and has been around for over 25 years now. We have 16 bilingual and international schools, and we have 12 independent or private schools in the US. So really is a genuine network rather than each school kind of, they operate separately, but they really function as a group. We have, Andy talked a little bit about PD. Certainly each school has their own PD, and we have PD days at each school, but a lot of the PD is similar to the Summer Institute that Taylor and Stuart just got back from. We do PD network-wide as well, and network-wide events. So it's you really are part of your school itself, but you're part of something bigger with BASIS International Schools. A little bit about our curriculum and really what it entails, and a lot of the people who just spoke really beautifully about it. Well, we are an accelerated curriculum school. What that means is in primary, it's really building the foundation of love for learning, as well as preparing them for the academic rigor that they will experience in grade 6. There's a level of global mindedness that we instill in the primary students, a lot of English front loading for those students as well. By the time they get to 6th grade, those students then are starting to take a class load of, in addition to English and the specialist subjects, they'll be taking pre-algebra or algebra 1, as well as biology, chemistry, and physics for all 3 years of middle school. Then we get to the high school, and that's when they're taking the APs or advanced placements. Those are college level courses where they take a test at the end of the year, and they get a score that could even get them college credit for those classes. So they are really advanced classes. ECE as well is probably my favorite area in every school. If you can't find me in a school, find me in the ECE room, especially Guangming's, which is absolutely cute. I love I think it's Legos or some sort of play wall where you can move make little contraptions and stuff on it. It's pretty cool. But it is a I say intentional play-based learning environment. Again, really establishing that love for learning and getting students to really understand themselves and how they learn and explore learning as well. So really cool curriculum. You do not have to be American. We are not an American curriculum school. As you can see, all the teachers who spoke here are from multiple different countries around the world, so everyone's welcome to come and work with us. I'll talk about the outstanding results. Now, Basis Guangming, as you know, just opened last year. We only opened up to, I believe you said 8th grade or maybe 9th grade, Dr. DeFabio. But we don't open up schools all the way up to senior year. We just talked about the academic rigor. It's really difficult to start getting a student into 11th grade in a basis curriculum school when they're taking a full class load of APs. So they haven't had a graduating class yet at Guangming, but as a whole, throughout our network, we have really outstanding results. And that doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by a kid just really being good at math and getting good grades. We have college acceptances in over almost 100% of our graduating seniors accepted into top 50 universities and over 70% into top 30 universities in the US or equivalent caliber in other countries, UK, Canada, Australia. So acceptances include Boston University, Cambridge, Cornell, Duke, Harvard, UCLA, Princeton. These are really, really impressive. Also the Rhode Island School of Design. It's not just, the STEMmy schools that these kids are going to. These kids are also extremely creative and artistic, and these teachers at the schools, these school leaders, these college counselors, are so invested in what does this child want to do? What's their passion? How are we going to get them to where they want to be? And again, it doesn't happen by accident by being good at math. There's so many other things that are involved in these outstanding results that they really do speak for themselves. I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Mike now to talk about just why teach in basis. Mike, if you want to come on.
Layla, thank you very much. And kind of continuing on with that, about you've met these wonderful teachers here today, and what is BASIS looking for as we look to grow this team and grow the culture at the school here, and what separates out BASIS and makes it that place that really is a wonderful place to work. And the first thing is kind of like everyone said, is there is that academic culture, is this culture of high expectations and this high level of academic rigor, but it's not just how to get these kids to pass these exams, but how we get these kids to have that love of learning, and how to create that kind of collaborative, supportive environment at the school. Kind of like Andy had said earlier, we want to create that environment, like Andy was talking about. He had the question, he went to Mark to get advice and how to help each other grow, and just that environment, not just for the schools and for the students, but for the teachers as well. And like Layla said, it's you are joining a network. It's not just BASIS Bilingual School Guangming, but it's this larger network of schools that you're joining, and you have the support of everyone across that network. As well as just out of school, these are incredible students. These are students who are very highly motivated and highly engaged students that want to work and want to put in the effort. And they, as teachers, they will push us and they will keep us on our toes. And that's a really good thing, because that's what we want to do, is create that culture and environment at the school. And as you heard Taylor and Stuart talk about before, there is that HR team that is second to none. I cannot speak highly enough of the team there in Guangming that really does do so much for all the teachers. They help with getting you your visa. If you've never taught internationally, you can't know visas. They can be difficult. They can be a convoluted process. And so they help get that visa for you. They arrange your flights. They book your flights for you. We pick you up at the airport, pick you up at the ferry terminal. We provide all of our teachers with housing, and it's prepared for you. So you're not coming into an empty apartment, but it's someone that has come before and helped set it up. As you can see here on the slides, little kind of gift bag of kind of things that we have ready set up for teachers. As well as just getting settled into your new city, setting up your bank, setting up your phone, helping with the residency permit, and just welcoming you into this new environment. As Elle talked about, she's been there in Shenzhen for a number of years, and having teachers like Elle be able to share her experiences there in Shenzhen and what it's like to live there and how to acculturate into your new environment. And then the question as well is, as teachers, we do have the option to teach around the world. Why China? What makes China the place that you really want to be in? And the first off is just in China, education is highly valued. It's the students, the families, there is this desire to learn, this desire for education. And teaching is very, very well respected. As well as just, it is very convenient. These cities, they are hyper modern, especially there in Shenzhen. Shenzhen, 30 years ago was a small town, and now it's a huge major metropolis, and everything is new and everything is so convenient and so easy to use. It makes that transition into it very, very useful. As well as just you are that part of that new culture. It's a dynamic culture. With Shenzhen in particular, with it being a newer city, it's very dynamic and it's growing and it's developing, but it's also you have the history of China. You have a culture that's thousands of years old, and it's how does it continue to evolve? As well as just there in China, there is the cost of living. It is still a relatively inexpensive place to come to, especially from where launches are coming from. Especially once you consider that as part of your package, we provide housing, we provide breakfast and lunch every school day. We provide a travel allowance. So a lot of those costs that you don't have to factor into your paycheck is that cost of living there. So kind of going off with that is what is involved in the expat package. What does BASIS provide their teachers? First off, is there are travel benefits both before your time with BASIS. We book everyone's flights to China. There is an annual travel allowance as well for teachers to travel during their time here with BASIS, but also there's that visa support as well. He would provide you housing, and the housing is wonderful housing, and it's fully paid, fully furnished, as well as if a teacher's like, you know what, hey, I've been here for a long time, I really want to be in this area. There's also a housing stipend as well. So you decide, hey, I don't want to use the provided housing. There's that housing stipend as well. We do provide global health insurance, and for teachers coming to the US, this also includes the United States as well. And there is as well as we provide a tuition waiver for up to 2 children. So you have 2 children that can attend school with you as well. As well as, like I was saying before, we do provide breakfast and lunch every school at the schools. And these lunches are not like I remember school lunches being. These are incredibly kind of well planned, well cooked lunches that are comparable to a number of restaurants. In addition to your salary, there are some additional bonuses as well. We provide all the teachers a 10% yearly retirement benefit so they can invest in their retirement with BASIS. At the end of your assignment, it's a 3-year assignment, there's a completion bonus that teachers receive for completing that assignment. As well as kind of throughout the years, there's additional kind of bonus opportunities as well based on performance, based on extra duties, things like that. The teachers are kind of able to take advantage of as well. So kind of this is kind of gets into a question that someone asked earlier is, what does BASIS look for in a teacher? And one of the first things BASIS look for is look for a teacher that has a degree in their teaching area. We look for teachers that really are experts in what they teach. They have that depth of knowledge because, like I was saying, the students, they will push us and they will push us to become better teachers and better at content areas. As we want teachers to have the expertise, but also if you have a degree in that subject area, it's something you really do enjoy. And that's one of the big things is we're looking for teachers that can convey their passion for their subject across to their students. When students see that their teacher is really passionate what they're teaching, it makes them excited to learn it. As well as we also have those kind of 2 years of full-time teaching experience that are required to get all of teachers the correct teaching visa there in China. So teachers must have 2 years of full-time classroom experience at a minimum before joining BASIS. We can get you the correct visa. As well as something that everyone's kind of talked about is that willingness to collaborate and to work with your colleagues and be able to say, who has any other suggestions and how do we continue to grow, continue to develop, is something we really look for. We look for teachers that don't want to be on an island, but teachers that want to kind of work within their colleagues. Because again, there are these high academic standards that we push for, and it does take a lot of work to get there. And it is going to take a lot of work because one thing with BASIS is we give you as teachers the ability to be the experts that you really are. And so it does take a lot of work. And teachers, they're going to put in the effort to do that, but there's a lot of reward to it. Just when you can see the progress the students make and the willingness to push themselves and to learn something new, it is so important. As well as just, we do have to get all the teachers the correct teaching visas. And so we do have to make sure all teachers can meet those visa requirements. And those visa requirements, they do change from time to time. So we work with the visa team to make sure that we can get all our teachers the correct teaching visas. And so kind of what is it like working for BASIS? And the first thing that I think teachers need to know about BASIS is that these students, they are mostly local students. And so most of our students, they are local to there in Shenzhen. And so kind of like everyone was talking about earlier, is being able to understand how to work with second language learners and how to bring that into your classroom as something that you do on a daily basis is so important. As well as kind of like people have talked before, so we're still growing. As a network, we're growing, but more specifically there in Guangming, we're growing as well. And so things do change and there is that flexibility. Like Andy had talked about, he started as a teacher and moved up into administrator. But be able to have that flexibility and adapt is really important. But also as one thing to really be cognizant of as you go internationally is making sure it's not just right for you, but it's right for your whole family as well. And so while BASIS does provide tuition for up to 2 children, want to make sure those kids really are ready for it. It is an advanced curriculum. It is a tough curriculum. And so making sure that it's going to be right for children as well is so important, and make sure that it's right for the whole family.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, and before we go to Q&A, we have a career site. I think the Guangming campus may have a couple jobs already posted, but as we go through the next couple months, there are sure to be a couple others. Not many because, like I said, like we said, the school just opened last year, so positions that are open will be due to growth. Dr. DeFabio had said they're adding about, I think, 200 to 300, I can't remember the exact number, 240 maybe, new students. So of course, with more students, they have growth needs and a couple more teachers that they'll be needing. We have a fantastic blog page you can visit, blog.basisinternationalschools.com. We have events that we do at the schools, but also insights from teachers. We have Growing with Basis sections. So we're stories of people who maybe started off as a teacher and then grew into administrators, much like Andy. We also have a YouTube channel, which if you ever want to come back and watch this will be posted on YouTube later. And you can join our talent community. So if you don't see a job at BASIS Bilingual School Guangming yet, if you join the talent community, you can get personalized job alerts specific to this campus so that you know when jobs open at this school. You'll get an email alert to let you know what the jobs are, and you can go and apply, and our team will be happy to review your application and be in touch with you for an interview. That being said, I want to again thank everyone for being here today, and we're going to open it up to Q&A. Mike, do we have any questions popping up already?
Yeah, we have a couple questions here. And so I guess kind of one of the first questions is, so we've talked about BASIS Bilingual School Guangming. What is the difference between the bilingual school and the international school?
And Dr. DeFabio, you can take this, or if you think someone else would like to answer this, that would be great too.
Oh, sure, I can answer that. I was just figuring out where I needed to turn on my video there. Curriculum-wise, it's 99% the same. The only difference between a bilingual school and an international school is in the international schools, all the students have to have an international passport. The bilingual schools, all they need is the Chinese passport. So in both schools, 99% of the students are Chinese students. But through various ways, they and or their parents might have multiple passports, either to Hong Kong or the US or any number of other countries. Some of our students were actually born in the US, and their parents are Chinese, so they come back to China and live here. But the main difference is that in the bilingual schools, they only need the Chinese passport. In the international schools, they need the international passport. The curriculum is 99% the same. The only difference is in the bilingual schools, some of the history in middle school is a little different. But if you were to walk into an international school in Hangzhou, where I was vice head of school, and here in Guangming, walking around the halls, being in the classes, you would see absolutely no difference at all. And for most teachers, you'd be teaching the exact same thing at the same time wherever you were.
I want to add to that from the teacher experience side of things is we go through internal transfers every year, people who are up in their contracts at their current school. And we have teachers transferring from international, like pure international schools to the pure bilingual schools in the BASIS network, because there is virtually no difference to the teachers about what you're teaching. Like Dr. DeFabio said, if you walk into one school and another without knowing which is which, you would not even be able to know which is which. So just wanted to add that. I also wanted to add another thing because I think it was Mike that mentioned the food. If someone asks me, where's my favorite place in China to eat, it would be our school canteens at our campuses, because the food is actually super delicious. There is little Western lines, and the kids themselves love to eat the happy face potatoes and the French fries and whatever's in the Western line for that day, and I indulge in it as well. But it is for convenience and financial as well. But I mean, food is not that expensive in China, but convenience wise, you're not meal prepping every day. You just walk into the canteen and you eat really delicious food. And yeah, my favorite part. Mike, any other questions that we got?
Yeah, we have a couple other questions, and based on the meals as well, the greens at the cafeteria are definitely not to be missed as well.
Yeah.
So kind of going off on the curriculum, another question about, does BASIS accept teachers from non-US curriculum backgrounds?
I can take that.
Perfect. Because you're not a US curriculum background person.
I am not. No, I'm originally British. I still am, I suppose. But I've taught a range of different curricula, starting off with the English curriculum, GCSEs, A levels. When I first moved overseas, I taught IGCSEs and Cambridge A levels. I've then taught IB. I've also taught the French version of the IB, the Baccalauréat Français International. So in terms of your curriculum background, it really does not matter. It's your subject expertise and your capacity to adjust and be an adaptive teacher. That's the main thing. So no, you don't necessarily have to be familiar with the American system.
Thank you very much. I think we just had kind of one other question as well, kind of related to this is, especially Stuart and Taylor, kind of what's it like for a new teacher to transition to a BASIS school, kind of from other international schools? What are some of the things that you found kind of were either surprising good or surprising bad with that transition?
The only thing is surprisingly good. As I said in my earlier comments, I've worked in several countries and in different international schools and settings, and this is by far the best. And I will say that honestly, and I'll shout it from the highest rooftop. The BASIS experience is second to none. The support, the expertise, the guidance, the transition, any sort of questions that you may have had, they will answer. You can ask them anything, they will respond with honesty. And I know that for a fact now, having gone through the whole process from application, from starting off where you are now, looking at these webinars, from my first interview with Mr. Hugwitz in Arizona, and the whole process is clear, it's transparent, it's open, it's honest, and yeah, for me, it's the best decision I ever made.
I'll agree with what Stuart just said. I haven't worked in an international school before. This is my first, and I was a bit nervous about coming to an international school. But the HR team, or even an international school in China, moving to China is, well, what I would have assumed not the easiest task to do because of the language barrier, but the HR team here has made it the easiest process, like from accommodation to setting up our phones for us, to Wi-Fi, to food, to everything that you need to know, even questions like, where can I see a light show in Shenzhen? They will answer those kind of questions. The support here is next level, next level.
And if I can just add, the culture of the staff here, it's a goal of the school to be, you know, more open and accessible. And the clubs and activities which are offered, there are so many different things which people can sign up to. Like I belong to a badminton club, the football team, an eating club. It's like there's so many different things that people want to work with each other. They want to be with each other. It's one of the friendliest places I've ever worked.
If I could ask one question, because as we know, this Guangming campus is located in Shenzhen, but as with any very large school, especially a boarding school, you need a lot of space. So this campus is located just a little bit north of that, main Shekou area in Shenzhen. And Elle spoke really well about how amazing Shenzhen is. I will say I personally love Shenzhen as well. I love being there. There's great food to eat and everything, but and I think Elle spoke a little bit about the cycling in the Guangming city specifically, but if one of you want to talk about maybe your favorite thing or what you really enjoy just about the local community and the surrounding area of Guangming, as opposed to just the wider Shenzhen area.
Well, what I've been struck with is the friendly, welcoming demeanor of the local people. Like everyone is curious about you. They want to practice their English with you. It's very welcoming. In terms of activities in the area, I particularly enjoy running. Oh yeah, there's a running club as well. Um, so you can get involved in various things. There's a park literally just in front of our apartment building, the Fun Farm, where you've got cycling tracks, running tracks, anything that you want to do in terms of shopping. All you have to do is access the DD app through WeChat. It's something that I've become adept at since arriving in China. So you can get in a car, go to anywhere within Shenzhen. It costs virtually nothing. So you can hop on a train and go anywhere. And you can be from where we are in the furthest northern part of Shenzhen to downtown Shenzhen. You know, on a good day, you can be there in under an hour. Everything's accessible. I personally like being slightly further out from town because I like the countryside. I like the fact that everything is clean, everything is green, and there's very few petrol cars. So the air is very good quality. That's something that I wasn't so familiar with before I arrived. But yeah, Guangming itself, brilliant, fantastic, love it.
That is a really good point. I will often, show pictures of Shenzhen to my friends and family when I come back home from China, and they go, "Oh, the sky is very clear." Yeah, that is something about the about Shenzhen in the southern China. Dr. Jafabio, did you have something to add?
Yeah, I've lived in different roles that I've had for basis. I've lived at our school in Futian district of Shenzhen and in the Shoukou district of Shenzhen for I think 2.5 years. And Guangming is my favorite district. It's much quieter. You can get a much bigger apartment for a much lower price just because it is a little out of the city center. You can go for a walk and not be bumping into cars and scooters all the time. you can sleep with your window open at night and you can enjoy the nice air coming in and it's quiet. And then on the weekend, if you want to jump down to the center of the city, it's very convenient to get in there. It's also very convenient. I can be in Hong Kong in 18 minutes. It's a 10-minute DD ride to the train station, and it's a 16 or 18-minute bullet train ride, and you're in Kowloon. Last year I had to buy an iPhone because my battery was getting low and it would never recharge. I think it was Friday afternoon. I made an appointment at one of the Apple stores in Hong Kong. Saturday, I took the train over, got a new phone, was back in my apartment, um, you know, Saturday night. It was great. So it's super convenient. And living in Shenzhen, you can be anywhere in Southeast Asia really in 2 hours. You can go to Bangkok and it's like two or 3 hours. You want to go to, Cambodia. You want to go to Taipei. You want to go to Tokyo. It's all super, super convenient from Hong Kong or the Shenzhen airport. It's real, and Sam's Club delivers to my door, Walmart delivers to my door. Super convenient here.
Elle, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yes, I just wanted to piggyback on what Dr. Fabio and what Stuart said about Guangming and just what a fantastic, serene, green, clean, peaceful area it is. I've also lived in 4 districts in Shenzhen, and Guangming is also my favorite for all of those reasons. You can literally see the mountains from the school. You have this stunning backdrop 24/7. It's the pedestrian accessibility. I love to, take long walks. It's extremely pedestrian friendly. You often have, tons of space. You don't have to dodge bikes or anything like that. And I think a lot of the worries or concerns that some people have about moving to China, whether it's like the crowdedness or the density, I just find that those concerns aren't really present in Guangming. And you can build some really nice routines here. Like Saturday mornings, I take a picnic basket to a park across the street from my apartment, and I just like have this park to myself and I read in the park, and it's it's nothing but the birds chirping, and there are all these small little niche cafes around Guangming Street as well. So I absolutely agree. It's a fantastic district.
Well, thank you guys so much, all of you, for taking time out of your day and in your school day. We send our best to all your students for the rest of the day over there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today and learning more about Basis Bilingual School Guangming Shenzhen. If you want to learn more about this school, please email us, go on our career site, apply for a job. Our team, we have a fantastic recruitment team that actually helped interview and hire some of these people that you just heard from today. And we're really excited to talk with you. Like I said, we're doing interviews now, so feel free to apply if you don't see a job that applies to you. Sign up for the talent community, get job alerts, and you'll also get information from our blogs and YouTubes and any updates about what we're doing. So again, I thank you all very, very much, and we hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or day wherever you are in the world. Bye-bye.